Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
We are the Science and Technology Channel. We bring breakthroughs to you, which will hopefully lead to dramatic breakthroughs in science that will help us make our lives better. All
Yep.
right. Speaking of our lives better, octopus arms exhibit remarkable dexterity capable of bending, twisting, and curling with an almost limitless range of motion. Researchers at the University of Chicago have discovered that the nervous system controlling these movements is segmented. This specialized circuitry allows octopuses to exert precise control over their 8 arms and hundreds of suckers, enabling them to explore their surroundings, manipulate objects, and capture prey with extraordinary precision. Quote, if you're going to have a nervous system that's controlling such dynamic movement, that's a good way to set it up, said Clifton Ragsdale, a PhD professor of neurobiology at University of Chicago and senior author of the study. Quote, we think it's a feature that specifically evolved in soft-bodied cephalopods with suckers to carry out these worm-like movements. The study was recently published in Nature Communications. Would you like to know more about octopi?
A large nerve cord that runs along each octopus arm is divided into segments, allowing for precise movement control and forming a spatial map of its suckers. Each octopus arm has a massive nervous system with more neurons combined across the 8 arms than in its animal's brain.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing. So actually, are you saying that the arms are more important than the brain on an octopus?
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
these
Let's
neurons are concentrated in a large axial nerve cord, which snakes back and forth as it travels down the arm, every bend forming an enlargement over each sucker. Huh.
Cassidy Olson, a graduate student in computational neuroscience who led the study, wanted to analyze the structure of the ANC and its connections to musculature in the arms of the California two-spot octopus, which scientifically is known as the Octopus bimaculoides, a small species native to the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. She and her author, Grace Schultz, a graduate student in development, regeneration, and stem cell biology, were trying to look at thin circular cross sections of the arms under a microscope, but the samples kept falling off their slides. They tried lengthwise strips in the arms and had better luck, which led to an unexpected discovery.
Using cellular markers and imaging tools to trace the structure and connections from the ANC, they saw that neuronal cell bodies were packed into columns that formed segments like a corrugated pipe. These segments are separated by gaps called septa, which nerves and blood vessels exit to nearby muscles. Nerves from multiple segments connect to different regions of muscles, suggesting the segments work together to control movement. Fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quote, think about this from a modeling perspective. The best way to set up a control system for this very long, flexible arm would be to divide it into segments, Olson said. There has to be some sort of communication between the segments, which you can imagine would help smooth out the movements.
Nerves for the suckers also exited from the ANC through these septa, systematically connecting to the outer edge of each sucker. This indicates that the nervous system sets up a spatial or topographical map of each sucker. Amazing. Octopuses, octopi, I don't know, can move and change the shape of their suckers independently. The suckers are also packed with sensory receptors that allow the octopus to taste and smell things that they touch, like combining a hand with a tongue and a nose. Pretty weird.
Wow.
The researchers believe the sucker optopy, as they called the map, facilitates this complex sensory motor ability.
To see if this kind of structure is common to other soft-bodied cephalopods, Olson also studied long-fin inshore squid, Dorythithis paleoli, which are common in the Atlantic Ocean. These squid have 8 arms with muscles and suckers like an octopus, plus 2 tentacles. The tentacles have a long stalk with no suckers, with a club at the end that does have suckers. While hunting, the squid can shoot the tentacles out and grab prey with the sucker-equipped clubs.
The squid, that was that wasn't it the giant squid that was it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty. I remember that when I was a kid. That was pretty scary. Using the same process to study long strips of the squid tentacles, Olson saw that the ANC and the stalks with no suckers are not segmented, but the clubs at the end are segmented the same way as the octopus. This suggests that a segmented ANC is specifically built for controlling any type of dexterous sucker-laden appendage in cephalopods. The squid tentacle clubs have fewer segments per sucker, however, likely because they do not use the suckers for sensation the same way octopuses do. Squid rely more on their vision to hunt in the open water, whereas octopuses prowl the ocean floor and use their sensitive arms as tools for exploration. Fascinating.
While octopuses and squid diverged from each other more than 270 million years ago, the commonalities in how they control parts of their appendages with suckers and differences in the parts that don't show how evolution always manages to find the best solution. Quote, organisms with these sucker-laden appendages that have worm-like movements need the right kind of nervous system, Ragsdale said. Different cephalopods have come up with a segmental structure, the details of which vary according to the demands of their environments and the pressures of hundreds of millions of years of evolution. So this just proves there is a divine spark that organizes all of these. This isn't by chance. It's not random. This is created by God.
What man could have created this creature? Sorry,
No.
even
and it's not. And it's not a development of millions of years of its environment. That's not.
Yeah, no. This is all these things have just divine intervention written all over them. I mean, they're created by a higher power.
Yep.
So.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Catch us this afternoon. We're going to have more interesting, very interesting segments on science and technology.
Take care, everyone.